Howdy folks, welcome to Post to Post. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you. My name is Neil, and today we're going to talk a little bit about digital ad boards. And what I mean by that, if you're not aware, that on local and national broadcasts on TV, I might only be in Canada. I'm actually not sure. It could be in the United States as well, but it's digitally imposed ads over top of the boards, which already have ads. So technology, software allow the broadcasts to impose these fake ads on the boards to make it look like they're actually there in person. This is done to increase the profit of the NHL. It gives companies more opportunity to place ads. It allows the NHL to frequently change the ads as the play goes on, from whistle to whistle. It doesn't really matter. They can exchange ads on the fly. It allows them to have more companies contributing to the pool of money that the NHL is getting, which is a good thing. I think the jersey ads really taught me that I shouldn't have a gut jerk reaction to everything. There's always positives within maybe some negatives, and there is positives here in digital ad boards. However, I still don't like them, and I think I have a pretty good reason, and let's talk through it. All right, so let's start off and bring up an example, actually. I think Jason actually took this photo and sent it to me. So as you can see, this is the Washington-Toronto game, 2-2, second period, 2 minutes left in the second. It looks, relatively normal here. You've got players on the ice, you've got fans, but I think there's one very obvious, I guess unrealistic is the best word, unrealistic thing that's happening here. So visually, your eye can see no less than 24 frames. As soon as you go below 24 frames, your eye starts to individually see the frames, and it looks jittery and it looks like a little bit slow and choppy and stuff. Anything over 24 up to 30 is really the sweet spot. 30 is the really, really sweet spot. So if you're watching most TV shows, movies, they're between 24 and 30, 24, 29.97 or 30. Anything over 30 you can still see. Up until about 40, anything from 40 to 60 you can obviously still see, and it looks okay, but you start to really kind of notice the acceleration of frames, consciously or subconsciously, and anything above 60 is quite distracting. And this is really the perfect example of that. So you're watching this game, and we'll say 30 frames per second, it's probably 24, but as there's motion, as something moves in the frame, if the camera can pan at the exact same time as the whatever object is moving, that object will be relatively in focus. It won't be that blurry or have any motion blur or anything like that, but anything in the background will be blurry. You can see this happening right here in this frame. So you've got the players all moving on the ice. Crowd in the background is moving a little bit. So not only is the camera moving a little bit because the crowd is blurring the background, but also the players on the ice are moving. So you get motion blur essentially everywhere except one area. It's the boards. The ads on the boards are not moving at all. And when this is happening naturally, and if I can't show the video, it's copyright, but naturally, as the play progresses, everything looks smooth and natural, but the boards, they get this like jittery stuff because you're seeing those digital ad boards at like an unrealistic frame rate. It's probably like at least 120 frames per second, so you don't get any motion blur. And that is very distracting on the eye. To me, like it actually gave me a headache, and that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, because I actually, I physically suffered from watching some of the games, and typically stuff like this doesn't really bother me, but for whatever reason, it did give me a headache. 2 separate games, I got a headache, and I don't know, 100% if this is the reason, but I'm pretty sure that it was. I just found it very, very distracting. It's very unnatural, and I think they just need to simply fix this. I have no problem with the digital ad boards. If they want to make more money, that's absolutely fine, but make sure the technology is right before you implement it, and it's not right here. You need to add fake motion blur. You can't have these digital ads at 120 frames perfectly, crystal clear, while motion is happening. You need to introduce that motion blur, and that's very easy to do. You can do that on still images in Photoshop. You can do that in video in Premiere. So there's absolutely a way to do this digitally, and I don't know why they're not doing it. And not only that, is they're having actual technical issues with the software themselves, and it's glitching and it's like artifacting and stuff. I want to show you another example. This image is not very high quality, but I think someone posted this on Reddit. You can see the digital ad boards on top of the players. This is not supposed to be happening. And also, there's the boards just aren't white in these arenas. There are actual real ads on the boards, physical ads on the boards, and these are just over top of those ones. So it's kind of silly that the world that we are in here with these ads. I'm gonna go back to the other one. So I think if you're gonna do this, great. I'm all for the NHL getting more money from ads and sponsorships and whatever, right? It raises the cap, and that's a great thing for hockey fans, for players. It's an all-around win-win-win when the NHL gets more money. However, in this situation, don't do it until it becomes seamless. Don't allow it to be a distraction to the viewer, because right now it is. So I think we're at a point where we're in an easy fix point. The broadcasters, TSN, Sportsnet, whoever's doing this, the NHL, center ice, whatever you want to call it, you can fix this. And by fixing this, erases all of the issues. I have no issues with ads coming in and stuff whenever in different plays. Don't change the ads during the play, okay? Keep them static. That's another thing. But if you want to change to a different ad on the next whistle or whatever, go for it. Absolutely. And just make sure that the technology is at the place where it's not a distraction. That's my only issue. That's my only comment here. I'm all for it. Just fix the issues. And I think we're in a good spot. So what are your thoughts here? Are you completely against digital ad boards whatsoever? You don't care if the NHL makes more money. You don't care if the technology is good. Just give me traditional hockey where I can see the actual ads on the boards that are physically there in the arena. You're 100% against it, or you completely embrace it. You don't care about the frame rate issue. You don't care about the artifacting. You don't care about anything. As long as the NHL gets money, you're happy. I don't know. I'd love to hear your opinion down below. I've read lots on Reddit, on Twitter, on Facebook, but now I'd like to hear from my community down below in the comment section. If you've got a couple of minutes, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. If you're new, obviously hit the subscribe button as well. We have conversations like this every now and then. And if you didn't enjoy this video, please hit the like button. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Adios.